Hi guys, I'm Random Dave, and today I watched Pokemon Episode 4, Challenge of the Samurai. This episode, as usual, begins with a recap, and they recap the whole of the first 3 episodes. Well, obviously not the whole of them, but just a few details about them. They state Ash chose Pikachu again, which really annoys me because he didn't choose Pikachu, he got stuck with Pikachu. And they said that Pikachu wasn't keen on Ash, which, yeah, that's true. They get attacked by the Spearow, they then go to Pokemon Center to defeat Team Rocket, then Ash catches Caterpie, then Pidgeotto. That's the story so far, then Caterpie evolves into Metapod. I like how the narrator goes, Ash caught a Caterpie, and it cuts to a clip of Ash going, yes, I caught a Caterpie! This episode starts off with Misty hanging onto a tree because she thought she saw a bug somewhere, because I suppose you never see bugs on trees, do you? Then Ash goes, what bug was it? And then suddenly he's dressed up as a cow and goes, a cow-to-pee? And I just can't make sense of this. First of all, why does Ash randomly have a cow costume on him? Second of all, why did he do that? I mean, seriously, it would have made more sense for him to be dressed as a cat and go, a cat-a-pee. I mean, you could have done that with so many different animals that you could have found a lame pun for. But just the fact that he's dressed as a cow, why? Maybe that cow-to-pee pun works better in Japanese. Maybe the Japanese word for cow is closer to caterpie, who knows? Ash then finds a Weedle, forgets that he has to battle it first, but it's fair enough. I mean, he caught Caterpie without battling it. It's stated that Weedles are stronger than Caterpies because of that stinger they have, so the people that bought Pokemon Red have a better bug than the ones that bought Pokemon Blue, obviously. I bought Pokemon Blue, I'm upset by this. Then the Weedle starts going up to Misty's leg. I'm thinking, these bugs really like Misty. For someone who hates bugs, they really like her. And why don't they go up to Ash so much? She loves bugs. He sends out Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto starts battling with Weedle. Lots of gust attacks. And it's quite a strong Weedle, actually, to survive all these gust attacks that go onto it. The Samurai appears looking for Ash. And he has a sword. And I'm wondering, for what purpose would people have swords in this world? I mean, we've already established that people don't fight each other in this world because Team Rocket wanted to steal Pikachu. Instead of just beating up Ash since they're 2 grown people and he's a kid, they decide to fight with their Pokemon. So if in this world people just fight with their Pokemon, then why do they need swords? I mean, I don't understand this. And he doesn't even use his sword, he just poses with it. Pretends he's going to cut people with it. But he's got a pincer, so why not just send Pincer to pretend to cut people? So Pidgeotto's knackered when it gets released from its ball, even though it was flying just fine before Ash called it back into its Pokeball. But it's too knackered to fight the Pincer, even though one tackle attack defeats Pidgeotto. He sends out Metapod, and to which Misty's like, oh no, Pincer's going to cut Metapod in half, and Ash sort of visualises that happening. He's like, oh no. And the thing I'm wondering is, do Pokemon die in battle? I mean, I understand they've established that if you don't get into the Pokemon Center quick enough, they can die. But I'm thinking, and then Pinsir picks up Metapod in its claws, which Ash says harden, that just hurts Pinsir because it's too hard to cut through. And so was this samurai intending to cut this Metapod in half, on purposely trying to kill it? Because that's quite sadistic. He goes on at Ash later for not taking care of his Pokemon. And it's like, but you're trying to cut them in half. What kind of trainer are you? Then we see Metapod versus Metapod. Now these 2 trainers are as stupid as each other, since all either one can do is harden. But the thing is, in the games, obviously it was different, because if you evolved a Caterpie into Metapod, Metapod still remembered Tackle and String Shot, so why neither of them are tackling, who knows? But I'm guessing obviously in this world, Metapods can only harden despite being able to tackle as a Caterpie. Which, fair enough, that's obviously the world they've established. But it is still stupid to do this. I mean, Ash, we can forgive him for trying this Metapod versus Metapod battle, because Ash is an idiot, so he would want to do that. But the Samurai claims to be much better, calling Ash a novice all the time. There's quite a funny scene with Team Rocket in a paper tank to protect themselves from Beedrill, and Meowth's just lounging on the roof, so he's not actually protected from the Beedrill. Ash and Samurai are still there under the hot sun going, "Harden, harden," but then they're really, really straining. Then they both fall over. And then again, I think I would be knackered if I was standing under the hot sun shouting, "Harden, harden," over and over again. Who knows how long they were there, really. Then they get attacked by a swarm of Beedrill, which the Samurai says the Weedle must have informed them. So basically, this attack is all the Samurai's fault, because he stopped Ash catching that Weedle. If Ash caught that Weedle, this attack would not have happened. The Beedrill then kidnap Metapod. Then we get that who's that Pokemon? It's Metapod, obviously. We've seen a lot of Metapod in this episode. The kids run away from all the Beedrill, but might I point out that when the swarm of Beedrill are attacking, the first thing Ash does is get out his Pokédex and just stand there listening to the explanation of what a Beedrill is. And it's like, they could have been using that time to run away. They would have gotten away a lot quicker. So they're running in their straight line away from the Beedrill. They jump to the side of a bush. The Beedrill fly past. Classic cartoon, they didn't see them run round that corner. Just like Ekans and Coughing did in the second episode. Didn't see them turn right into that door. This way they didn't see them jump into that bush. And curiously, this bush is home to all these Kakuna on the tree. And you see Metapod is there at the bottom. And that means the Beedrill must have taken Metapod there with the Kakuna. And I'm thinking, well, that means the Beedrill must know about all these Kakuna there. It's probably where that swarm is from. It might be where they live. And so surely, if they've got all their Kakuna there and they start to evolve into Beedrill, so they're ready for hatching into Beedrill, if you like, so surely there would be Beedrill there protecting the Kakuna, but there's no Beedrill there at all to protect them. So when the Kakuna do evolve into Beedrill, they run away, and then straight away the Samurai's like, "There's my cabin, let's get in there." So why didn't they run to his cabin straight up? I mean, I know that maybe in that panic they weren't thinking straight, but I'm thinking the cabin wasn't that far from the bush. Why was the Samurai running in a random direction to jump into a random bush you might see? Why didn't he just run straight to his cabin to get away from the Beedrill? It would have been a lot safer. Then Ash gets a lecture about not taking care of his Pokemon too well, and then he talks about the other 3 Pokemon trainers and how good they were. We still don't find out which Pokemon Gary actually chose. We obviously see they used the 3 starter Pokemon, and we don't know the identities of the other 2 trainers. Also in this cabin scene, it's a really dark picture, which is a bit off-putting. I mean, I know they're like hiding in a cabin, obviously not got a light on, but still, let us see what's going on properly. So the next morning, Ash goes back to find the Metapod by the Kakuna, which I thought the Kakuna evolved into Beedrill, but there's still Kakuna there, so I don't know. Maybe they didn't all evolve. Meowth then attacks him and Team Rockets appear, and on the one episode that they need to be quiet, they decide to have fireworks go off at the end of their motto, which alerts all the Beedrill. Ash runs towards the Beedrill and then dives down so the Beedrill go for Team Rocket instead. Team Rocket then go to their paper tank, but the Weedle are eating it, so yeah, they missed that design flaw, didn't they? And Team Rocket run off. They're not blasting off this time, just running off. Ash says to Metapod, "Can't get back in your Pokeball," which Metapod just shakes his head and says no. So, do trainers require Pokemon's permission to first enter into the ball? I mean, I know I've seen Pokemon sort of like Charizard does later, sort of like dodge the red light so he gets into the ball. But maybe Ash is just being considerate and only doing it if Metapod allows him. So he is quite a nice trainer. And Ash says he's sorry for abandoning Metapod, even though it technically wasn't Ash's fault. Maybe he should have called Metapod back sooner before the Beedrill grabbed him. But still, it was an accident. I wouldn't really blame Ash, but at least he's owning up, saying he's done wrong by not doing his job properly. Beedrill then comes attacking Ash, and Metapod jumps in the way. I did not know Metapods could jump. I mean, if Metapod can jump, then why wouldn't it do that in the battle to attack that other Metapod? So Ash is safe thanks to Metapod, and Metapod evolves into Butterfree. The Pokédex states that Metapod evolves into Butterfree after being Metapod for 1 week. So a week has passed since the Ash Catches a Pokemon episode. So they have been in that forest for a whole week so far. I mean, seriously, that's quite a long time to be spending there. Seeing that in the game, you're in there for about 5 minutes. I mean, maybe that Metapod versus Metapod battle took a week to battle. So all the Beedrill swarm are there, so Ash gets Butterfree to use Sleep Powder, and my god, is it me, or is Sleep Powder just the best move in all of Pokemon now? Because it sends all of that whole Beedrill swarm to sleep. One Sleep Powder move from one Butterfree that's only just become a Butterfree is able to wipe out an entire swarm of Beedrill. So, my god, just keep Butterfree, use Sleep Powder every battle, and you've won every battle. Seriously. So Ash is there cheering, yes, we've defeated the Beedrill. And I'm thinking, are you not going to catch one of those Beedrill at least? You'll have a Beedrill in your collection then. Or at least, you know, whatever Pokeballs you have, catch the Beedrill. There's a whole swarm of them just asleep there. If you caught all those, you would have a whole army of Beedrill. You would be unstoppable until you fought a Butterfree that could know Sleep Powder, because then that's pretty much their weak spot apparently. So Ash and Misty head off to Pewter City, and that's where the next episode's going to bring us to. And then we see Team Rocket disguised as Kakuna for some reason. I'm surprised that Ash didn't pop up dressed as a lion going, Kakuna Matata! Since he's seen that he's a fan of the terrible puns and the random animal costumes. Hang on! I just realised something. Ash is dressed as a cow and uses cow to be. So do real animals exist in the Pokemon world if he knows what a cow is? My mind is blown. I'm going to keep an eye out for real animals in the Pokemon world, see if any get brought up, because they've referenced cows now, and it wasn't the Miltank, you know, Pokemon, that was a cow Pokemon, or they know what real cows are. Interesting. Let's keep an eye out for that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next episode.